The tail end of the Madden season is always the best time to lab out new things. Of course, earlier in the year, you have to pay your AP towards the things that make your team play better. But at the end of the season, it's a great time to experiment. And in today's video, we're going to test whether or not Under Pressure actually works in Madden 25. This is an ability that over the years has been very, very good at getting what a lot of pro players would call fluke stops. And the reason for that is that you get a guy who sheds and applies pressure, the quarterback throws an errant pass. In the past, we've had to utilize abilities such as Fearless on our quarterback to negate these pressure inaccuracies. So what we're gonna do today is work a base rush with every single player in our pass rush having Under Pressure. To test this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a quarterback that has no pressure negating abilities at all. And we're gonna see how many times he throws an errant pass when a guy sheds and is in his vicinity. And I will also test this exact same ability on loopers on free rush assignments in design blitzes that are very meta in this game as well. So that way, whether you're a player that runs a 4-man base rush or you're a player that embraces the meta and gets those free linebacker A gaps, you're gonna know whether or not this ability is something you should work on your players. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, and if you don't mind, drop a comment below. Do you guys use this ability? Does it work for you? Is it something that you haven't really had to worry about this year? What is your experience against Under Pressures? Let's try to get the word out there about whether or not this ability actually works or not, so people can basically stack their team the way that they'll get the most production for their AP values. Now, for proof of concept here, we are using Randall Cunningham. He does have the ability known as Gutsy Scrambler, which means that he is immune to pressure while on the run. For the purpose of this, we will only throw from the pocket. And to alleviate any concerns, I am going to remove Pocket Deadeye. Now, I know for certain I've used this ability all year long. This does not actually negate pressure inaccuracies, but just to alleviate anybody in the comments section that might think that Pocket Deadeye has built-in Fearless, it doesn't. Test it for yourself if you don't believe me. I will also mention that if you guys utilize the ability known as Dots, this does have Fearless built into it. So if you guys use the Carolina Reaper, AKA item, he actually cannot be impacted by pressure inaccuracies, whether they're organic or forced by the ability. So that's a nice little feature. And I will also test this with our backup quarterback just to be certain, so that way you guys can see that a 0 AP quarterback and what their rates are of getting pressured by the Under Pressure ability. Now, while we load into practice mode, if you guys don't mind, open up another tab and head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. If you enjoy the content here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel, that's absolutely free. You're sure to love the content on my website. Every week in our vault, on both Madden and college football, we keep you on top of the changes and trends in the game. Right now, we're in ability testing season. I've got the best ability setups. You guys might even check out my college football match setup that I just put out. Really cool stuff if you guys play that game as well. But in addition to that, you guys will get everything in the vault. I mean, we're talking at this point over 220 tips since the launch of the game, all offensive and defensive game plans, members only Discord access for just $9.95 a month, $14.95 if you want to bundle both games. Go check it out. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to sit in the pocket and throw the ball late. I'm going to wait for sheds to occur. We'll start off with an organic base rush, and I'm going to put every single one of my players that has a pressure applying ability on the field. So what we'll do here is make sure that I have Adams and Mason Graham with this ability. I've got Tavondre Sweat on this edge with the ability, and I've got Bradley Chubb on this edge with the ability. All four of these guys also have unstoppable force, so we're going to be forcing some pretty quick sheds in this example. Do not focus on reads, focus on whether or not it is a pressure inaccurate. We're looking for the color red. So we're just going to snap the ball here, and we're just going to make sure that we're giving ourselves enough room, so that way when these sheds occur, we'll see if we're going to get pressure inaccurate. So you see right there, Mason Graham right down the pipe in that A gap, gets a shed, we throw the ball with him in our vicinity, and it's not inaccurate. So again, we're going to let these guys shed and try to throw the ball late. You saw right there, we did get an under pressure from the right of screen defensive tackle. So out of the 4 snaps that I've done so far, we've got a few pressure inaccuracies. Right there, another one directly with a guy in our lap, clean ball coming out there. We'll just go ahead and run this over and over and over so you guys can see. Again, right there, you saw the ability light up, but it was still an accurate football. So maybe this is something that's changed year over year. Again, I'm just gonna kind of throw this as many times as possible. You see right there, another pressure inaccurate, but the ball is actually accurate. So the ability is kind of lighting up here against base rush at first glance, but it's not really giving us a ball that is, you know, somewhere other than where we aimed it. It's still pretty much hitting the receiver. I'm trying to set up these one-on-ones in the middle so that way we can have a guy right in our lap. And again, every single time I'm throwing this, this is a green throw. You're seeing the ability light up fairly rarely. And right there, we got another light up. But again, the ball's going exactly where I'm aiming. This is not something, at least with the base rush, where I'm seeing value in this. Again, I'm waiting as long as possible. That was the light green, which is the perfect throw. And you're seeing here that if you really have any skill on your meter, it's just so easy to override whatever pressure penalty EA is providing. And it does kind of make sense really at the end of the day, because you're seeing here that as we talk about the history of Madden, we're thinking about how overpowered this ability was in the past. And players got to a point where they said, you know, it's pretty crazy that I have to have Fearless on my quarterback when I can hit my throws on the meter. So it appears to me like EA has considerably nerfed this ability. You're seeing the D tackles light up pretty consistently, and it just doesn't matter. I mean, like, it is the same throw every single time, and we're under duress. Like, the ability is lighting up. It's saying that, you know, it's giving us a pressure inaccurate, but we have not seen anything other than one orange in all these examples of the ability lighting up. I really think it's more so show than anything. So you're kind of seeing right here that this is obviously something on a base rush that seems to be ineffective. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put our quarterback with no abilities in the game. This is going to be Michael Vick. Now, I will say, for what it's worth, that there are traits on the quarterback, such as the senses pressure trait. And there are quarterbacks that have things like oblivious or ideal or paranoid, and those do impact the rate at which you will take pressure inaccurates or how much the pressure inaccurate impacts you. But to be honest with you, I'm just not really seeing anything here that is, you know, making it so I would say that we need to have this ability. I mean, right there, that was a pressure inaccurate from Mason Graham, and the ball was green, light green. And we have no ability on our quarterback at all. Right there, I held the ball too long and got hit, so that's not really a great test. But again, here, you're just kind of seeing, like, I'm trying to intentionally make it so I'm getting shed and under pressure, and it's not really penalizing me with all these guys having this ability. Right there, didn't even light up. So I think at this point, we can kind of say that from a base rush standpoint, guys that shed aren't really applying pressure. I mean, they're lighting up, but they're not really giving a penalty. Let's go ahead and try the loop blitz meta to see if maybe there's something about somebody who is unblocked applying pressure. So we're going to come out here in the 1-4, and we're just going to run a left to right loop with Roquan Smith. And I have the under pressure ability on him. So the design here for this is for hopefully him to kind of make our quarterback miss some throws here. So we'll see if a guy that is unblocked completely now can make a quarterback miss a throw. And you saw right there, first rep, he lit up, but again, the throw looks pretty clean. Now this blitz takes a little bit to set up here, so bear with me. Snap the ball. Right there, I held the ball too long, my fault. But again, I'm gonna imagine here, based off of just that first snap, that we're not likely to see. Right there, I threw the ball. I thought he was going to come in. But again, the base rush guys aren't applying anything either. And this is something that you should pay attention to, because when we talk about other abilities that have pressure trait, I mean, right there, nothing. We had two guys with the ability in our lap. Neither of them lit up. So I'm just going to say it right now. At this point, there is no purpose to the under pressure ability. A quarterback that has no abilities on him, just to check real quick, I'm gonna pull up paranoid trait or whatever his pocket trait is for Vic. I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head, but he is a paranoid. So he is the one that is most likely by his traits to take a pressure inaccurate, and we're just not seeing it with sheds or free runners at the quarterback. This ability is trash. You should not use it. Do not bother yourself with under pressure. Don't bother yourself with putting edge threat elite on your pass rushers if you can get edge threat for 0. You know, of course, if it is a free ability, go with the free ability because it's, you know, gonna at least give you a chance. But as we've seen in this study, the chance is next to nothing. And I would also, for what it's worth, include Fearmonger in this bucket. Nothing that applies pressure is worth paying AP for. Honestly, I wouldn't even take it for free over other abilities that we know actually do things in this game. If you were to say, would you rather have Secure Tackler on your guy or Under Pressure? Give me the Secure Tackler because the Under Pressure doesn't do anything. I'm up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe, check out the short this afternoon. Go to Gridiron. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Good lab and good luck.